Fantastic. Welcome to the show, everybody. Happy Saturday. Hope you're having a great day. I am coming to you live from Cleveland, Ohio, a mere 15 minutes away from the fairgrounds where Donald Trump and Mike Lindell are having a rally here in the area. And
they seem to really be tightening up their game.
Couple of things that there's some street view stuff that you wouldn't necessarily get when I'm covering these kind of things from LA or from Las Vegas or anywhere else, or even from Chicago for that matter, that when you're in shooting distance of these places, filming wise, and you see the local news versions of the reality versus the national news coverage or lack thereof, you will see, you'll get little things from the locals about driving past it, driving around it, what else is going on. And it turns out that at the fairgrounds where they're having the Trump rally today, this is a relatively new thing. It was probably booked about 6 weeks ago, maybe less, knowing this group. And unfortunately for the fairgrounds and the other people there, there's a wedding that's going on there at the same time that was planned for over a year, that was punted from COVID. That is, and maybe it's the perfect wedding for them. Maybe they're local Trumpsters, and this is just, I can't believe it. The Lord has spoken, and the Arizona recount has just, the only reason for all these recounts is to bring Donald Trump to our wedding. He's going to be our flower girl, and I doubt it. From the reports that I've heard, it does not seem to be the case. And even if you were happy to see the former president and the My Pillow guy, and that was your idea of a good time, having it show up on your wedding with a bunch of their supporters who believe that the entire election was faked and that he's still president and he's going to be president again in about a month and a half, or maybe 2 months, maybe 3 months. Hard to say.
Just you wait. The truth will come out. Just you wait.
I'm going to wait. Oh, believe me. And I will enjoy every minute of the waiting and the pushing. And that's the other thing. And by the way, happy Saturday to all our people in our chat room at infotainmentwars.com or at fwank.com, FWANQ.com. If you want to join in the chat there. We also have a Discord for people who behave. And of course, we gather here every Saturday, but across the interwebs, across your throughout your radio dial, I suppose, permeating your radio, if that's how you absorb this into your ear holes. And we appreciate you being. I've been wondering, in all the Where's Hunter storyline, which still carried on even after Hunter did interviews, Hunter put out a book, Hunter had stories about him painting. Where we know where Hunter is. Still the Where's Hunter. I mean, Trump will say it today more than likely. There will be shirts for sale within 15 minutes of where I am with the Where's Hunter on it. And the big question is, on a lot of people's minds is, where's Melania? Because since the whole thing went down, and I do mean went down, there's been an extraordinary lack of wife around, and granted, just because Don Jr. and Kimberly Guilfoyle and some of the other people who were at Donald Trump and Lauren Boebert and people who were at Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago birthday party, his 75th birthday party last week after, whatever. Anyways, and just because his wife wasn't there and neither was his eldest son, which I don't know, it's because there's alcohol or whether the eggs have turned at the Mar-a-Lago omelet bar and you don't want your kid anywhere near that. He's your progeny, right? Don't eat any.
And Summer doesn't want to be involved in your birthday shenanigans, right?
No, by no means. Well, that her biggest gift is to just leave me alone in my madness, right? No, but I mean, maybe that's it. Maybe that's how they run in their swinger world kind of things.
For me today.
My perfect birthday gift would be a wife break. I'm on my third. I'm ready for my fourth, but the news would eat me alive, and I can't do it because you have a whole. Once we get reinstated in the White House, you have to go destroy the Rose Garden again. So we have to put a bunker. We're going to put a prepper bunker underneath that, fill it with Patriot supply. And we'll use a VPN and we'll hide forever in the right-wing dark web. So she's not around. And apparently Rick Grenell, who was his CIA head, whatever, is on Newsmax as a regular host, which is weird. Yeah. How far the mighty have fallen. And he doesn't know either. It's just a little weird when imagine you're president, Johnny Million, and you hire a guy, and afterwards you just serve one term because you really did it all. You can just put a fork in it. It's done. You would have gotten reelected had you chose to run, but you didn't. You pulled a George Washington. You're like, you know what? I'm going back to farming and playing guitar. I'm going to high five myself and go back to my house. And you had a guy, you picked somebody close to you, perhaps with a wry sense of humor and long hair, to run the CIA for you. Do you think that guy might or talk to or have been in contact with you and your wife in the last, 3 months after your presidency, having run, an intelligence organization?
The odds seem high.
Seems likely. Yeah. But apparently not. Here we go.
You don't have much time to give us, but I want to ask you one more question at least, which is about our great First Lady that you brought up. Can you bring us up to speed on what Melania is doing? I know the American people want to hear from her, want to see her, and what is she up to?
Well, it's very funny. She's a very confident person. She was very successful as a...
What a weird way to start that answer.
It's very funny.
It's very funny. She's very confident. It's funny when women are confident. You know what I mean? It's adorable. It's like, you know what I mean? You can't believe it. Imagine.
Model. She was very, very successful. And she is low-key, but not actually low-key. But she's...
kind of like if anybody's been watching Loki, there's a villain on the show that's a woman, but not actually Loki.
Actually Loki.
Right. I know. It's kind of, maybe Barron has been describing the show and he got confused about who the she in the conversation that
he was getting talking points and then Barron was talking over him.
I don't.
All right. Hold on.
Okay. And the people love her. For instance, I'm making a speech in Ohio where they're going to have big crowds. They already have them lined up. We're going to.
Yeah. We'll check in. Believe me, today we're going to check in.
We already have them
crowds
lined up.
We already have them lined up. By the way, if his, Trump is on Gab now. He has a blue check mark on Gab. So he has an official account on Gab. Right. My point exactly. It's like Parler for Telegram users who pine for MySpace. So Gab is the AOL CD in your mailbox of right-wing websites, social media sites. And he's got a blue check mark on there. And so he puts out all of his microblog things on there as well as statements. And the last I checked, his one of his most recent posts had 708 likes on it. And the person above him announcing their baby, it had 14,000. And that was just random person on Gab. So that should just get, so huge crowd, no doubt.
Big crowds tomorrow night.
Huge.
And when I go there will be many, many signs. We love our First Lady. We love our First... And a lot of times they show a picture of a high heel, a shoe with a high heel. That's when they scammed us when she went to a hurricane and in Texas. And we left for Air Force One. And she feels an obligation to be beautifully dressed representing the people of our country. So she walked into the plane wearing, looking great. And then she had a bag, and the bag was sneakers and a sweatsuit and all the things, right? And she got hammered for going to a hurricane that way, et cetera, et cetera. And the high heels became a big thing. Anyway, they love the First Lady and the people, and you don't read that. You don't read that, and the news loves to keep.
Where is she? Was the question. Just for the record.
Well, but remember that time when people bashed her and the signs that people hold up with the coded message about how we're on?
You know, they love her so much they hold up pictures of a shoe.
And that's okay. Frankly, with her, it's absolutely okay. You understand, Rick. She's got a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
Got a lot of confidence.
Yeah. Well, make sure you send our love to her.
She's doing a really great job.
We want to see more of her.
She's doing a really great job.
She's doing a really great job. She loves helping people. She is a very outstanding person, and the people get it. You know, the people get it. You know, she do those decorations.
Wait a minute, 1 second.
Things, right? And she got hammered for going to
I don't know what
way,
he means
you know,
in
et
this
cetera, et
next
cetera.
chunk,
And the
maybe
high
you
heels
do.
became a big thing. Anyway, they love the First Lady and the people, and you don't read that. You don't read that, and the news loves to keep her out, and that's okay. Frankly, with her, it's absolutely okay. You understand, Rick. She's got a lot of confidence. Yeah, got a lot of confidence.
Well, make sure
this part confuses me.
our love to her.
She's doing a really great job.
We want to see more of her.
Yes, please. I was telling Rick yesterday.
She's doing a really great job. She loves helping people. She is a very outstanding person, and the people get it. You know, she do those decorations.
I don't know.
Wait. Wait.
Yeah.
Did this loop?
No, I mean, I pushed back to a section of it, but he repeated what he said. She's doing an outstanding job like 3 times.
Mr. President, I love them.
She do such a job and then get hammered.
Well, when you take fashion advice from the Washington Post reporter, I don't think.
By the way, I have no evidence whatsoever. Maybe the president does that. The First Lady, the former First Lady, gets drunk after she puts up Christmas decorations.
He really doesn't know how words work.
No, he doesn't.
You're on the right track.
That's right. Well, I agree. I've seen that, and but she did such a beautiful job around the White House, and with the Rose Garden, she rebuilt the Rose Garden, which was actually a much more difficult thing than it sounds. And it's now good for another 50 years. That included all of the wires and all of the everything under the Rose Garden that nobody sees, but it looks like the dashboard of a Boeing 757. It's complicated stuff, and
yeah, she was down. I don't know if you know that, but she was really under the hood of the Rose Garden. Like what we see, most of us, we look at the new Rose Garden that she set up, and we see a crap putting green and the total destruction of what Jackie Kennedy did. But apparently not. Apparently it's new, it's high tech. She's like an IT professional.
And holograms. Yeah, she was under there in high heels and a jumpsuit.
The trees aren't even real.
I can only tell you the people get it, and they really like our First Lady.
The people get it.
The people get it. She's doing an outstanding job. She used to do, when she do direct like decoration, she'd get hammered for stuff, largely because of the Handmaid's Tale hallway during Christmas, and then the recordings of her that sounded like someone who was hammered at Christmas going, using words I can't say on the radio, which reminds me, we're on the radio, so we got to take a break. We'll be back right after this. Yeah. It's the House Parks Radio program, Mega Worldwide.